Walt chooses meth over baby's birth. Get ready for an exciting ride into Season 2, Episode 11 of Breaking Bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome recaps. Walter's doctors suggest he have one of his lungs taken out and replaced with a new lung from a donor to help him live longer. The surgery is very expensive, costing around $170,000 to $200,000. Walter decides to go ahead with the surgery in 4 weeks. Jesse and Walter manage to cook up 40 pounds of meth in their last batch, but they're having a hard time selling it on the streets. So far, they've only been able to sell 2 pounds. Combo, one of their sellers, is on the corner when he notices 2 rival dealers watching him. Sadly, he's killed by a young boy working for them. After Combo's death and Badger's run-in with the police, Skinny Pete gets scared and quits the drug business, which shakes Jesse's reputation as a tough guy. Walter and Jesse meet with Saul to figure out their next step. Saul tells them they're bad at selling and need someone smarter and more cautious than Tuco to buy their product in large amounts. He offers to contact a distributor he knows about, but warns it will be tough since this person is very careful. Jesse feels terrible that Combo's death is his fault, and that night he tells Jane to leave so she won't fall back into her addiction while he smokes meth. But Jane, though unsure, decides to stay, even though she had been clean for 18 months. The next day, Walter goes to a local chicken restaurant called Los Pollos Hermanos, where the person who could help sell their meth was supposed to meet him. Jesse shows up late, still acting strange from using drugs, and leaves soon after. No one talks to Walter at the restaurant, but later he figures out that the distributor had been watching him the whole time and decided not to do business with them. Meanwhile, Jane falls back into her old habits and introduces Jesse to heroin. The next day, Walter returns to the same chicken restaurant and waits there until it closes. After a while, he realizes that the man who seems to be the restaurant manager is actually the distributor he's been trying to meet. Walter asks for a meeting, and the manager eventually admits that he is the one in charge. However, he says he can't do business with someone like Jesse, who is using drugs. Walter insists that their product is the best out there and explains that he works with Jesse because Jesse follows his orders without question. The manager tells Walter he will contact him if he chooses to work with them, but warns him not to trust a drug addict. The distributor's name is Gus. Skylar joins the office in celebrating her boss Ted's birthday and sings him a flirty version of Happy Birthday. Later, while going through the company's accounts, she notices lots of mistakes in the payments. When she confronts Ted, he admits that he's been faking millions of dollars in income to keep the business running and make sure his employees still have jobs. Skylar tells him she won't report him, but she can't be involved in anything illegal. Even so, she ends up returning to work later on. Walt gets a message to come back to the restaurant where the real manager tells him that the man he met before is actually the owner of several stores, and his name is Gus Fring. Just as Walt is about to leave, a man named Victor steps in his way and gives him a task: deliver the meth to a truck stop within the next hour. Walt hurries over to Jesse's apartment and forces his way in, finding Jesse and Jane passed out from using heroin. Meanwhile, Skylar goes into labor and tries to reach Walt. Torn between his family and the job, Walt chooses to meet with Gus instead. The deal is to deliver 38 pounds of meth in 1 hour for $1.2 million. To be continued. Make sure you don't miss what happens next. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay tuned.